But we begin tonight in Israel. We're pleased to free 136 hostages held by terrorists in Gaza are growing more desperate and literally louder by the day. Take a look at the scene just today at the border with Gaza. Anxious Israeli family members using powerful loudspeakers to shout messages of hope to their loved ones held by Hamas as their captivity approaches 100 days. And as the clock keeps ticking, Israel's military says it's working overtime to bring those hostages home. The IDF released new video today of underground tunnels in southern Gaza, where it says it found traces of Israeli hostages. You can see rooms with extensive wiring and a toilet inside. Let's go now to NewsNation's Robert Sherman live from Tel Aviv. Robert, why is the IDF saying it believes that hostages were held in this particular tunnel?
They're not giving the exact specific evidence that they're looking at here, Elizabeth, which is something we've seen the IDF do in the past. But they said that what they've seen, remnants left behind from the hostages, they say that there's no doubt about it that some of the hostages were kept there. And you mentioned the plumbing and the infrastructure that's down there. I mean, they estimate that these particular tunnels, millions upon millions of dollars in order to construct all of these, just part of Hamas's massive infrastructure. And when we spoke with the IDF this week, they say, especially in the Han Yunis area, southern Gaza, they say that entire area is filled with tunnels, many of which they have not even begun to get into yet. So a long way to go on that front, Elizabeth. In
the meantime, Robert, there's a brand new ad from the hostages' families that is premiering in movie theaters across the United States today. It's supposed to look like a movie trailer. Let's play a quick clip. The end of this fake movie trailer says this is real, it's happening, bring these hostages home now. Clearly, the aim is to continue to keep the awareness high that these hostages are still down there in these tunnels.
And it seems as though, Elizabeth, this week, already an urgent situation has had more urgency thrust upon it. I mean, something to keep in mind is this weekend will be the 100-day mark of those hostages being held in captivity. And as we discussed on your show earlier this week, this medical report coming out suggesting that even the healthiest of hostages are almost assuredly dealing with some kind of medical conditions now that they've been in captivity for this long here, saying that those hostages need to be released now, or there will be unreturnable long-term effects that a lot of these hostages will be facing. So you see those calls growing louder here this week. We'll see if there's any movement on this frontier. We know that there's a lot of optimism, but at this point, still nothing agreed to yet or anything firmly coming down the pipeline, Elizabeth.
Quite an image of those Israeli families shouting their messages of love and hope through loudspeakers that they hope will be picked up in those tunnels. Robert Sherman, reporting live from Tel Aviv. Thanks so much. Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.